guys, Hobo4Craft, aka MrHobo here, and I know what you all are thinking right now. You're thinking, what in the hell was that 5 seconds of glory? Well, let me tell you guys, that was my new intro brought to you by MadXPAYN. That's Pain with a Y, and that's the same guy who did my background and my overlay, which I still can't figure out how to use, God bless it. But yeah, really nice guy for doing all that. He did change his name, did switch channels because yeah, some, I don't know why, but he did. So yeah, and really big thanks to him for that. I was like, hey man, I know you only really do backgrounds and whatnot, but can you make an intro for me? He's like, yeah, sure. And then a couple hours later, he gave me that sweet finished product. And as you can see right now, we're gonna have a 2 versus 2. This is my first 2 versus 2, first team game ever, really, because yeah, I'm not a big fan of team games. Not a fan of playing them, though. They are pretty exciting to watch, I must admit. But I've already seen this, and this is a commentary, and it has no in-depth insight whatsoever. It's just gonna be mostly to make fun of my friend who's playing in this, he was like, hey, this is a pretty funny replay, this is pretty interesting. I'm like, alright, whatever you say. So I looked at it, and it was pretty funny. So right away you'll notice that Kamikaze has left the game, and that is in fact one of my other friends. Clown Hater is the friend who sent this to me, and yeah, he left the game. He actually got disconnected. And Clown Hater, my buddy here, he probably doesn't even realize it yet. So he's like, Kamikaze, hey, what do you think we should do this game? What do you think we should do this game? Hello, Kamikaze? And then right here he's like, QQ. And he's probably, by this time he probably has wet his pants. And he actually decides to kill off 2 larvae there. So that's some kind of new strategy I'm unfamiliar with. But he's doing a pretty good job, actually, of using Kamikaze's base, even though he has left, because you do split the resources, which is something so much better than in Warcraft 3, where you could mine with the other person's workers, but it all went to him, so you could only build stuff with him, and I'm like, that's so dumb. But right away, what we're going to see here, Animal, the blue Protoss spawning on the bottom right, is like, oh, one of them is gone? The Terran? Well, I know what I'll do. I'll go and I will just throw down a forge, which he's going to do in a second. And you know what? I'm going to be a big D-bag, and I'm just going to photon cannon him. And Clown right away is like, F that, I'm getting rid of this pylon. And takes all of his SCPs off the line. He's like, what'd you say, another pylon? F that, I'm taking that one out too. And he does throw down a photon cannon. How big of a D-bag do you have to be that you actually try and photon cannon some guy when you're playing 2 versus 1? It's like, can't you just make some stalkers or something? And what did he say? He was like, raffle 2 versus 1 and you still have to cheese. He's acting all cool, but really he needs a change of underwear. And Animal in this awkward position where he totally failed, and now he's supply blocked, but throwing down the cyber core for good measure. And Clown Hater's like, well, I read in a guide that if you destroy a pylon with stuff around it, bad things will happen for the Protoss. So that's what he's gonna do here. And then all of the buildings get depowered. And Animal's like, oh, send the probes, send the probes. And that obviously didn't go too well. Meanwhile, his teammate Kermie, like he couldn't figure out how to spell Kermit the Frog, I guess. It's just building up Marines, and he's like, oh well, I guess I'll send my 3 Marines over to deal with these 8 Zerglings, and then he's like, no, F that, I'm not doing that. And you know what? I gotta give props to Clown. He actually does macro pretty well, except for the whole drone thing. Just building a lot of Zerglings, which I guess makes sense because he doesn't want to get owned really quickly. So Animal's basically useless at this point. I have a feeling that he would have been useless whether he had been involved in the game or not. But just more Zerglings being produced. And should really get more drones because they do in fact give you resources. But like I said, gotta give them props for using both of these bases. That's kind of tough to do. Even got an orbital command. Really favoring Kamikaze's base instead of his own, which is kind of weird. But yeah, so Animal's completely effed in the A. And his one probe is trying to valiantly bring gas to Kermie's base. He's like, I have the gas. He's like, this is my favorite part. He's like, let me in, let me in, let me in. And Kermie's like, no, there are a lot of Zerglings behind you. So he didn't drop the supply depot. Oh my god. These guys could be just RTing, and Animal's probably going nuts at Kermie right now. He's like, what's the matter with you? You don't lower your supply depot. But, now, I don't remember this part. We've got a floating barracks here. And yes, it is barracks, not barracks for all you stupid people who say it's barracks. It's actually barracks, duh. But, yeah, he's actually floating the barracks. I don't know what the purpose of that is. But he does tech to a layer and does get banelings. And he is getting that crucial centrifugal hooks, which gives you so much speed. And, oh, yeah, I kind of remember this. He's like, alright, there's no base here, so I'll just land a barracks here and pump marauders. I don't see the logic behind that, but he's come this far. He must know what he's doing. I was kind of sarcastic when he said he knows what he's doing, but meanwhile, Kermie panicked and just decided to mass up Reapers because he also is a D-bag like his teammate, so maybe they did RT, or AT rather, arrange team it. Two biggest D-bags on BNet, they're like, let's just mass the dumbest thing we can find. One was going to go mass photon cannons, but look how that worked out. So you can only assume how mass Reapers will work out. Actually, they work out a little bit better. I'd say a lot better. He has about 6 here. And he does have nitro packs, I believe. And Animal no longer has any forces. Clown Hater gets this little heads up, but I don't know if he knows it. Oh, he actually did go for a huge Baneling bust. I'm going to rewind so you guys can see that one. Back. Here it comes. Ooh. That was pretty nice. That was pretty. And both of these buildings will just burn to death. But meanwhile, here are the Reapers. He's like, oh really? Baneling bust? Oh, I think Reapers are better. And they are. And they're going to take out, everything. Roughly. Just going to speed this up. And Reapers, of course, do a ridiculous amount of damage to buildings. I think that's the most educational thing that we're going to learn today. He has these Zerglings here, but he's like, well, I'm scared of the Reapers. I'm not going to use them on the Reapers. And then about 3 of them get away. So, yeah, he just took out this for 3 Reapers. So I'd say that's a fair trade. So Clown kind of panics and he's like, oh, well, Expo here then. And I guess that's pretty reasonable. And I would spread this creep to him a little bit if I were him. Yep. There you go. Meanwhile, what are we getting? Oh, more Reapers. Kermie's like, well, that worked pretty well. I guess I could keep getting these units since I just destroyed a whole base. And then, this is basically almost done, and then he just got rid of it. And then he comes into this base and was afraid of... Why did he... What? No. Why did that just happen? Why didn't he... Alright, I'm going to play this on normal speed, so maybe we can get a... Alright, he's coming in here. Oh, look at all the SCVs you can kill. Oh, there's a mule there. He's probably afraid of that. Alright, so he's just going to nitro pack out of there, because apparently SCVs are too strong against Reapers. And, meanwhile, just massing up more Reapers. Apparently this is what you do in a 2 vs 2. And getting some tanks as well. That's probably the most reasonable thing he's done so far. Can you make this jump with Reapers? That would be totally imbalanced, but sick, but imbalanced. And he somehow knows. Oh, that was a little bit of a. Oh, geez. I'm gonna fast forward there. Apparently, the B button is right next to the V button. V button. Oh, okay. I guess he did know about this, or maybe he just has frickin' huge rally points all over the map. Jeez. Shift clicks, I should say. He's just being totally careless with these Reapers. But he has about roughly a gazillion more, so no worries. And right now, I know what you guys are saying. It's like, alright, we got about 15 Zerglings and 15 Marines against this. And you're like, well, this is stupid. We know who's going to win. But Clown's a pretty smart guy. Not pretty smart. He's an okay smart guy. And he's going to be getting Cloak. This is going to come into play later here. And Banshees. And Cloak is pretty good against the Planetary Fortress. Wow, Kermie. What are you thinking? Wow. This, I did not notice this until just now. That's kind of embarrassing for you, Kermie, that you win a Planetary Fortress. You're very scared of a 2 vs 1, apparently. Holy crap. But, yeah, okay, so... yeah, Banshees are really good against no scans whatsoever. And no Ravens whatsoever. And a couple Bailings did explode right over there, but they didn't take out anything, I don't think, so. Poor little roly-polies. But we're going to speed this up a little bit. And we're going to see he's going to go for a 2-pronged attack. Because he's very good at tactics and micros. Here come the Reapers! Yeah! And here come the Marines and the siege tanks. But those, like, 20 Reapers die to, like, 8 Zerglings. Which should never, ever happen. But these Zerglings are apparently really weak against Marines in numbers 20 times larger than them. So, yeah, they're gonna die. And... as you could probably guess, it's not looking too good for this general area of Clown. His drones are like, stop! If you don't move, they won't see you. But apparently the tanks can still see them, so that's unfortunate. And the overlords are like, get out of here! And so they're hightailing it out of there. Yeah, this is hightailing it. And they have about 20 tails. I guess they're tentacles, but whatever. Clown's like, alright, I'll just set up base back in Kamikazes. But he has like, right now he's saying, just sad. Oh, jeez. You guys probably want to see that. God, what's up with me in short-term memory? It's like, I watched this like yesterday and I can't remember anything. Alright, so you've already seen this. Not important, not important. But fast forward a little bit. Oh, and here we... oh, okay, too much. Whatever. Forget this forward and backward stuff. Come on, now. Alright, forget it. So he came in here with some Cloaked Banshees, and he wrecked. He just wrecked. Period. And now he has to deal with all of this.